Hiya mums, right, welcome back to my channel. How many of you feel like you're giving everything into your family, leaving nothing for yourself? How many of you have got your hands in the air? I have, 100% I've got them in the air. I get it. For so long, I thought my role as a mum was to focus all of my attention outward onto everyone else around me and leaving nothing for myself. But then, about a year ago, in fact a year on Sunday, this Sunday, everything changed. I had a fall that shattered my wrist. Both my ulnar and my radius were fractured, and I also dislocated my radial ulnar joint. And I thought it'd just be a simple fix. I mean, that's what we're told, isn't it? Get some surgery, heal, and then move on. But it wasn't. I needed surgery. I needed plates and pins to hold everything together and a fetching wire to hold my radial ulnar joint in place. And just when I thought I might just be recovering, I developed an infection. Then blood clots on both lungs, plus trauma to my right lung. I found myself back in hospital on blood thinners, trying to stop those clots from travelling any further. Then Christmas came, and I thought I was finally on the mend. I was able to relax and enjoy myself with family. Didn't feel quite right, but no, it wasn't over. I was hit with another severe infection that required emergency surgery to clean out my arm and remove those plates and pins they put in a few weeks earlier. It was a roller coaster, one that left me unable to drive for 8 months, relying on others, including people I didn't even know, for the simplest of tasks, and feeling extremely vulnerable. Now that was tough as a mum, to not be able to fix it, to not be able to get on top of it. Now, almost a year later, I still have very limited mobility in my wrist. This is my movement. I'm now wearing 2 new splints, and I have regular check-ins every week to manage the damage caused by the infections and the trauma and the surgery. But through all of this, which was incredibly tough, I must add, something unexpected happened. I realised that resilience isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving, creating that balance and learning to care for myself first. It's a lesson I want to share with you mums. So this experience taught me something powerful. We can't show up for our families if we're running on empty. You know, your phone, when it runs out of battery, do you just let it run out of battery till it's completely dead? Or do you recharge it? Do you leave it alone so to recharge? Exactly. We let it recharge, but do we do it for ourselves? Nope. When we're not taking care of ourselves, when we're so overwhelmed and stressed, we can't be the patient, calm and present mums we want to be. So think about it. When you're stressed and you're exhausted, you're not able to be fully there for your daughter. And then we can't teach them how to navigate their life's challenges if we're not teaching them the right tools ourselves, if we're not using those tools ourselves. This isn't just about feeling better, it's about being better for the people we love. The more we learn to care for our own health and well-being, the better we can show up for our daughters, and the better we can build a deeper, more connected relationship with them. And no, it's not just about taking care of the basics like sleep, nutrition or exercise. It's about understanding what's happening in our bodies and learning to recognise those stress signals before they escalate so we can manage them effectively. So I've learned that tuning into your body's signals can help both you and your daughter connect in ways you never thought you would ever have connected. Our bodies are like dashboards. They constantly send us messages. When you start paying attention to those messages and how you're feeling, both physically and emotionally, you can start to understand what your daughter might be going through too. And that's when that real connection happens. So imagine you and your daughter are both having a tough day. Emotions are high, tempers are flaring, and words are said that you don't mean, neither of you mean. But instead of reacting, you both pause. You remember what's going on in your body, so you connect to what your body is telling you, and you check in with yourself. So is your heart racing? Are your muscles tight? Are you feeling sick? Are you feeling hot? These are your body's stress responses. And once you recognize it, you can use tools like deep breathing to bring yourself back into a calmer state. And when you model this to your daughter, you're teaching her valuable skills that she can use when she feels overwhelmed too. So rather than get lost in that frustration, you both pause, reset, and reconnect. The key here is empathy, and it starts with understanding yourself first. So let's get into some science for a moment. When our bodies are in a calm, balanced state, our brains function better. Our bodies heal faster, and we can respond to life's challenges in healthy ways. But when we're stressed, the body goes into that fight or flight mode, releasing those hormones that make us more reactive and less able to think carefully. So it's not just us as adults, our daughters experience this too. In fact, it's worse because their prefrontal cortex isn't online, they don't have the benefit of logic, and of course, as I just said, their brains are still developing. Stress can overwhelm them in ways they don't fully understand, and they can resort to negative behaviour patterns. But here's the good news, we can teach them how to manage it. So there are 3 areas where small intentional steps have a profound impact on stress levels, both for you and your teenage daughter. So number 1 is understanding the stress and how to regulate those emotions. When we understand our body's stress response, we can begin to teach ourselves and our daughters how to manage it. Simple techniques like deep breathing, grounding exercises, or taking a moment to pause when emotions are running high can create that foundation for resilience. It's not rocket science. The more we practice, the easier it gets to shift out of fight or flight mode into a more balanced state. Number 2, nutrition and sleep. We all know how sleep and nutrition impacts our moods and energy. When we don't get enough rest or we don't eat properly, stress builds up faster. And our daughters, just like us, feel this. But the great thing is that small changes like sticking to a consistent bedtime or ensuring meals are balanced and there's enough of them throughout the day can have a huge effect on how our energy and emotional state is. Number 3, movement and breathwork. This is one of the most profound tools I've discovered, movement and breathwork. When we're stressed, our body is flooded with those stress hormones that tell us we're in danger. But in moments of tension, we can reverse this simply by moving our bodies, whether it's a walk, whether it's a stretch, whether it's a bit of this, or even just standing up. It releases that built up tension and it takes your brain out fight or flight. It lowers those stress hormones in your body. And don't forget the power of breath work. When we take those deep, intentional breaths, especially with a longer exhale, it sends a message to our brain that we're safe. We shift out of that fight or flight response and we're into a more calm, grounded state. It's one of the quickest ways to take control over your emotions and regain that confidence when everything feels overwhelming. So this whole journey has taught me that taking care of ourselves isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. To thrive, to connect, and to build strong relationships, we need to put ourselves first. We need to understand our bodies, manage our stress, and show up for our families in the best way possible. And when we do this for ourselves, we create the space to help our daughters do the same. So I'd love you to join me on this journey. Start by tracking your mood, trying a simple breathwork exercise or paying attention to when you're hungry or tired, and then take action. These small steps can build that resilience and balance your need to thrive, not just survive. So I'm excited to offer 2 ways to dive deeper into this journey. Number 1 is join the Mum to Mum Connection waitlist, which is a community where mums come together to learn about health, stress, management and building that resilience. You'll get access to tools that help you and your daughter manage stress, create balance and strengthen your bond. And number 2, for those of you wanting to ready with your daughter, join us for the Glow Groups Open Day that are happening in person and online. This is an introduction to the Glow group for teen girls, where you and your daughter can experience a session for yourselves. You'll have the opportunity to ask questions, explore the science of physiology and how it affects you, and leave confident knowing that your daughter has a safe, supportive space designed just for her. So I'm here to support you on this journey. So let's take it together, building resilience, understanding and connection every step of the way. Are you ready? So yeah, at the end of the day, it's more than just feeling better. It's about building the kind of relationship you've always dreamt of. It's about showing her that she can handle life's challenges with calm and confidence, just like you. So let's start this journey together and we can thrive together. So yeah, take care and speak to you next week.